South Africa, a country that has been blessed with majestic beauty and a vast array of natural resources. However, this country has been classified as one of the 30 driest countries in the world. It is therefore important that the country protects and maintains its key water source areas for the sake of water security and ecological functioning. The Healthy Catchment Alliance is a group of civil organizations that have come together to accomplish this very goal.
The Healthy Catchment Alliance is a group of 3 conservation organizations: the Endangered Wildlife Trust, the Conservation South Africa and WESA. One of the core underlying values of the project is to build a healthy relationship between the communities and the landscape that they live in, specifically in water catchment areas.
The work that we do is mainly in the Mzimvubu, Mzimkhulu and the Amatola areas. These areas are very important because they form part of the 22 strategic water source areas that were identified by the national government. These water source areas cover only 8% of the country's surface area, but contribute more than 50% of the country's surface water budget.
As a group of partners, we secure funding, such as the funding that we got from the European Union, and we work in partnership as far as possible with cross-platform learnings and those kind of collaborations. The partners within the Healthy Catchment Alliance all bring something quite interesting to the party, where WESA is involved with the Eco Schools program, and so across a number of different catchments that the Healthy Catchment Alliance is working in, WESA implements Eco Schools programs and various other environmental education programs. Conservation South Africa is very involved with rangeland conservation and rangelands management, and EWT, the Endangered Wildlife Trust, focuses on endangered species and endangered habitats.
The Amatola catchment, located in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, has been identified as a strategic water source area in the country. Invasive alien plants such as black wattle cause much harm in the water catchments and surrounding ecosystems. The Healthy Catchment Alliance has implemented an invasive plant clearing project along the riparian areas of the Chume River in collaboration with the Department of Environmental Affairs Working for Water program.
We have a 3-year funding agreement with the Department of Environmental Affairs' National Resources Management Working for Water program, whereby they supply us with funding to conduct the work of clearing alien invasive plants out of the catchment, and we use that funding to create as many jobs as possible.
Well, I like it, Mama, to do my job because, one, firstly, I am a person who is disabled, but I can manage to do my work. Now, as I'm standing here, I know the computer now because of EWT.
We've had a number of really great successes. We've treated over 1,800 hectares of degraded grassland and riparian areas, effectively removing all of the wattle from those areas, but also allowing the grass to recover, so it's not just clearing but actually rehabilitating those areas as well.
In the Mzimvubu catchment, management of rangelands plays a critical role in maintaining the health of the catchment. To help rehabilitate the critical ecosystems in this catchment and avoid overgrazing and erosion, Conservation South Africa has negotiated conservation agreements with local livestock owners to participate in rotational grazing practices. Here, Conservation South Africa and Environmental and Rural Solutions have organized livestock auctions to incentivize local villages to participate in the land rehabilitation project.
We're working and based on Mzimvubu catchment. Mzimvubu River is the last free-flowing river that is undammed within the country that still supplies lots of water for the people.
So what we have adopted as strategies for the rehabilitation of the catchment is, number one, the rehabilitation of the grazing areas working together with the local communities. So far, we have held close to 20 auctions, and the money, the actual money that has gone into people's pocket is well over 10 million rand now, which, if you translate it into jobs, is more than 500 jobs in this community alone.
Ke a nahana hore jwalo ka ha e se tlile re tlamehile ho baballa lekgudu la rona re ntlafatse diphoofolo tsena tsa rona bonyane jwalo ka ona jwale ha re na bo mabuella ha re na letho re qale qalong re be le mabuella re be le ntho yohle e le hore di ntlafale re tofe re etse tsohle dintho tse ka ntlafatsang phoofolo tsa rona hobane molemo e se lona.
The aim is to find a financial reward, really, that would reward communities for improved management of their natural resource, and particularly grazing and grazing management. So what we've been doing is offering communal mobile livestock auctions, which have taken off. And like yesterday, for example, we had a turnover of 1.6 million into a community that previously perhaps would have had a tenth of that, you know, in external sales that would have flowed into the local economy. People are signing agreements that where they commit to managing improved grazing management, resting of veld in the growing season, as well as other general best practices in regards to grazing and land. And yeah, I think people are really starting to reap the rewards.
The Biodiversity Stewardship Program is an integrated program that aims to consolidate biodiversity priorities throughout the region. Here, landowners that participate in the program are provided with land management support and guidance. This has become a key strategy used by the Healthy Catchment Alliance in conserving these key catchment areas.
So the landowners were approached in 2012 where they all decided on signing up to the stewardship program, and by 2015 they all got formally declared and we managed to secure this site, and we're still busy expanding on this protected area. We're hoping to, in the near future, working with our partners to expand these efforts into a more communal landscape and securing our watershed of the Umzimvubu, which hopefully will include another 65,000 into our protected area for the Eastern Cape side.
In the Umzimvubu and Umzimkhulu catchments, a group of environmental enthusiasts, also known as eco-rangers, have been trained and subsequently employed by the Endangered Wildlife Trust to assist with the stewardship program. The Environmental Goods and Services tool was developed to map and generate data that can be used to determine the environmental health of key sites in these catchments. The EGS methodology has been very effective in assisting to develop, implement and monitor management interventions in key sites within the catchment areas.
So I'm going to demonstrate one of the ecosystem goods service and services monitoring tools. This is the quadrant. So we use this tool for to assess the amount of the background. We just visually check inside the amount of background. Then it gives you an idea to see how the area is changing, because we want to monitor the change over time.
Another initiative established by the Healthy Catchment Alliance is the coordination of micro-enterprise skills training, specifically in beekeeping. 30 beekeepers have been trained and provided with the necessary startup equipment as an incentive to promote good environmental management practices in their areas. The Healthy Catchment Alliance is committed to supporting these emerging bee farmers to promote healthy ecosystems and catalyze green economies in the rural Eastern Cape.
With the funding that we've received from the EU and other funders like Grand Merchant Bank, we've really been able to support our beekeepers in that we've provided them with the hives, and this has really spurred them on to take on initiative. For example, one of our beekeepers, Thabo, in the Umzimkhulu, has already started his own micro-enterprise called the Drakensberg Indigenous Honey, and he's already secured funding from SAG Seed to develop a business model and also try and expand that business model to other areas. So this is really a great success in that the beekeepers are taking initiative and are really driving this process forward. We were just the catalyst in this. So it really is great.
The Eco Schools program was established in 18 schools with 68 educators trained in the Amatola, Umzimvubu and Umzimkhulu catchments. These programs help create environmental awareness with river health being the main focus. Schools have adopted nearby rivers and streams in the Umzimvubu and Amatola catchments to test the health of these rivers by using freshwater monitoring tools such as mini-scarce.
Hi everyone. Hi. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you guys for coming here and listening to my talk. Hi, my name is Dosh Cheyi, working for EWT on a project called Eco Schools, where we're focusing on water quality on 2 catchments. Eco School is very important as we're teaching the learners about the importance of environment.
Before the introduction of the program in this school, things were very bad. It was all dirty, papers all over, but the introduction of the program came as a remedy to some big problems. The teachings from eco programs, they molded us. Although we are not 100%, we are conserving water.
What I like about this program is that it teaches us about things we haven't learned before, like how to preserve natural resources that are scarce, and that we must take care of our environment, and we must be aware of things that are wrong in our community, and also inform others as well to be aware of things that they waste, like water, for instance, which has proven that it is scarce in our world.
Crane in the Classroom program is focused from grade 1 to grade 6. What we want to achieve with this program is to do environmental education around crane habitat and the environment. Bonil, this is again a dancer. It has him dancela. Yeah, Mama Crane. No, I did have some. An exact. Oh, you shot? Yes. Now he name check. No, Mayam.
In the Mzimvubu, cranes play a big part of the ecology, and so the EWT focuses on protecting the cranes, which in turn protects the wetlands in the area that form a critical component of the water system. So by protecting these endemic and rare species, we protect the habitats that they are found in, and so ensure that the ecology of the entire catchment is protected.
The Healthy Catchment Alliance in these 3 key water source areas has been a success. However, there are still plenty of lessons to be learned. The protection of critical ecosystems is an ongoing endeavor that requires civil organizations, government, and society to each play a role in the protection of key areas for the benefit of all.
The most key thing that I've learned in the application of these projects is the stakeholder engagement, which seemed to me as the very, very critical part. And for the success of any project, without that element of engagement with the locals, then your project is doomed to fail. But the sustainability of every project is embedded around the buying in of the local people.
So, the Healthy Catchment Alliance partnership is securing ecological integrity in these important water source areas, which in turn is improving water security in the country for the people that depend on these catchments and also the environment that depends on them.